Chair, we're now live.
Thank you very much, Maisie. Thank you very much. This is the premises license application. Martin, this is you, so would you like to start and go through it for us, please?
Certainly, Chair, thank you. Okay, the purpose of this report is to consider an application for a new premises licence, an application submitted by Showtime Events Group Limited for an event called Party in the Park on Abington Park in Northampton. An application was submitted on behalf of the proposed licence holder by its director, Mr David Bailey. The application was received by Northampton Borough Council on the 31st of May 2020. The application was submitted for the purposes of holding a weekend music and entertainment event for up to 4,999 people at any one time on Abington Park, and the permissions for activities requested were as follows. For the sale of alcohol for consumption on and off the premises was Friday and Saturday 12 till 22:30 hours, and on Sunday from 12 till 2100 hours. And then regulated entertainment, which included live music, recorded music, performance of dance, and the provision of anything similar, was requested for the same hours as the alcohol, i.e. 12 till 22:30 and 12 till 21:30. The opening hours of the actual event are slightly different in as much as they're from 12 till 2300 hours on Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday 12 till 2200 hours. So basically half an hour longer than the actual regulated entertainment. The proposed designated premises supervisor is Mr David Bailey, who is the holder of a personal licence issued by this authority. When a request for such an application comes in, the applicant must display a notice at or near the premises, which was done. And for electronic applications, it's the responsibility of the authority to serve a copy of the application on the responsible authorities. And this gives interested parties and responsible authorities the opportunity to make representations in relation to the application for a period of 28 days. The last day for making representations was the 28th of June 2020. The obligatory notice, as I said, was displayed at the premises and was verified by a licensing officer, and as was a newspaper advertisement. Northamptonshire Police have considered the application, and PC Sandy Tracy, licensing officer for Northamptonshire Police, has made a representation on the grounds of the prevention of crime and disorder and prevention of public nuisance. Environmental Protection have considered the application and made no representations, and there are no other representations from responsible authorities or members of the public. In attendance, following invitations, we have Mr David Bailey, Mr Roger Buckley, and Northampton Police, PC Tracy, and I think she's still accompanied by PC Brian. There are plans of the premises layout at page 56 of your packs. In respect of today's hearing, obviously you must consider the application on the grounds of the licensing objectives, the prevention of crime and disorder, public safety, prevention of public nuisance, and the protection of children from harm. And the steps that the subcommittee can take are as follows: to grant the licence subject to any relevant conditions, that's either mandatory or those otherwise deemed necessary to promote the licensing objectives; to exclude from the scope of the licence any licensable activity to which the application relates; to refuse to specify a person in the licence as the premises supervisor; to reject the licence application outright. In doing so, you'll obviously consider the statement of licensing policy, the guidance issued under section 182 of the Licensing Act, and section 9 of that guidance gives particular guidance in relation to determination of this application. Would you like me to take you through the page numbers of your packs, or are you fairly organised in that respect?
Yeah, we know where they are.
Well, I think I'll ask the committee, but I think we're probably okay, Martin.
Okay, thank you.
Graham, Sally?
I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. I've been right through it. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Martin, the only problem is I've taken out the previous application we're listening to, and all my papers have now split up and they're all separate. So I'm in a bit of a mess here. So I might have to ask you something, but yes, no, I think we're fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
So
over to you.
You've finished now, Martin, for the moment?
Yes, thank you. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you very much. So it's speakers. who have we got speaking? Have we got PC Tracy here? Is she speaking? Yes, you're on mute. Oh, fine.
I'm here.
Thank you very much. Would you like to say anything?
Do you want me to start, or would you prefer the applicant start? I don't mind.
No, I just wondered if you were speaking at some stage.
Oh, yes, I will be. Thank you.
Fine. Okay. So we have Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey, would you like to introduce yourself to us, please, and tell us your position?
Hello, my name is David Bailey, Showtime Events Group. We do various events within Northamptonshire and in the UK, and we're the applicants for this event.
Thank you. Would you like to tell us a little bit more then?
Yeah, we've applied to do this event on Amazon Park on the bank holiday weekend. We put the application in. We have received back some 35 conditions from the police that they would like to impose on the event. And there's just a few that we feel that we can't agree to them, because one is that most of these that are put on us is going to be a massive financial burden on the event, and we will not be able to put this event on. And we are doing it in conjunction with the council, supported by the council, to give free tickets to the communities, etc. And putting some of these on there, like the extra staff and the extra body cams, we just won't afford to be able to put this event on. Other events within Northamptonshire where we don't, well, I've got last year's figures from different events that we do and the staffing numbers, and we've done the Northampton Town Festival on the racecourse for, it would have been 5 years this year, with not one problem. We do the beer festival, no problems. And I do a lot of work for the council. I do the fireworks security, the carnival, music festival, etc. And I just think that the numbers that they're asking us to put on, the 50 stewards and 25 SAA, I just think it's a bit of a overkill, and we just won't be able to physically be able to put this event on with these numbers and the amount of body cameras that they're asking us to put on.
Mr. Bailey, in relation to that, when was your last large, and this is a large, your large application, one that you actually took part in and you did? Right.
We do the Northampton Town Festival on the racecourse every year in July, and I've just changed over the beer festival license from Phipps Brewery, because we've now taken it over as a company, and that was granted going from 4,999 to 9,999 in March, and no such conditions was put on that application in March.
No, but have you actually had one of these events this year since the virus started? Have you had one of these large events?
We do understand that this might not happen this year for the virus, so that's not an issue. This is an open license, so each year we can put this event on going forward. We do understand that this event will not take place in August this year. This is to carry it forward, going forward for year on year.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you have somebody with you who wishes to speak?
I've got Roger Buckley, my safety officer.
Fine, thank you. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Buckley?
Just to give you a little bit of background, I was the one, I developed the event management plan and assisted with David in relation to his applications in relation to this. I have previously done work, as I say, for the council. I've done football, cricket, Silverstone, and have been involved with large events of this type over a period of time. I think that I am on site during these events taking place. I'm there to manage the event on behalf of Showtime Events in terms of the stewarding and the security. Plus the fact, obviously, working and liaise with the local authorities and all the statutory bodies. And also, there's another event which I've also taken part of, which was actually doing work for the Northamptonshire Police when they had an open day at their force headquarters. So I've been around for a few years, plus 30 years service within the police, dealing with these types of things as a police officer, and just transferred these skills to where I am at the moment. And as far as this event is concerned, as I say, the ones that Dave has talked about, we've also done the firework display at the racecourse, which had some of the region of about 20,000 people there in November last year. And I can honestly say that as far as organisation is concerned, I've not come across many companies which have got better organisation in respect to this. And I also think that the numbers that we have proposed in terms of stewarding and security would be in line with the numbers we've had in previous events, and bear in mind the diversity of those types of events. So that's all I've got to say at this stage, unless there's anything specific that anybody wants to ask me.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bailey, could I don't really understand, as you do, these different the licenses that you are talking about, different ones.
Right.
Could you please make it clear to me and the rest of the committee, this, and perhaps I should have asked Martin this is an application for a new premises license. And although it says party in the park in Abington Park, you are not relating that to this particular year.
No, it should. Oh, sorry, Martin.
Sorry, Chair, if I might just come in on that. Obviously, originally, and I'm guessing the initial planning for all this was done by Mr. Bailey before we had the COVID-19 risk. I guess the first thoughts of all this were before that. So the application came in, and I think Mr. Bailey's made it clear that I think he's fairly realistic about the fact that it won't happen this year, but he wants the licence in place for ongoing years.
Ah, that makes it clearer. You see, that wasn't 100% clear to me anyway at the beginning, because reading all the papers, it looked as though it was going to try and be this year, which of course would not really be very sensible. Fine. So, Mr. Bailey, is that everything you wish to say to the committee at the moment?
Well, yeah, the only thing we're trying to do is that we've got 1, 2, 3. There's 4. There's 5 conditions on here that we feel that we can't agree to at the moment.
Right. Jeff, if it helps, the proposed conditions from the police are at pages 120 to 122 of your pack.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yes. I've got 120 and I've got the others somewhere amongst all this lot. Right, so Mr. Bailey, let me just, you said about the ones that you object to.
Yeah, there's a few on there, yes.
120 and 122, Martin.
120, 121,
I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I just have to go. I'm really apologise for this.
It starts on page 119 in the pack.
Oh, does it? I beg your pardon. That's me then.
Yeah, David, could you, it's Councillor Walker here, by the way. Yeah, could you run through the ones that could you number them for us? You said
number 2.
4 or 5.
Number 2 is that there will be a minimum of 20 body cameras video set at the event, each event. Now, we do have 7 body cams. We've used 7 at all the events that we do. I'm willing to buy another 3, but to put 20 body cams on, that's a massive financial hit. When you're looking at buying another 13 body cams at £350 each, it's just, we would not be able to afford to put this event on. And like we said, we are trying to work with the council on this event. And then number 4, each concession marquee selling alcohol, a personal license on premises. I thought that the one premises license person's me on site at all time. I don't understand. Will I have to have a extra premises license in each area on that one? And then number 10, members of the public shall not bring alcohol into or out of the event. We understand that, but we sometimes let spaces for charities to do tombolas, etc., etc., and sometimes have bottles of wine. Does that mean we can't have them doing any of the alcohol because they can't take it out of the event?
Right.
Just a small area that. And then there's another one about all staff engaged in yellow jackets. Well, that's irrelevant because we use different colours for different. So SAL have blue, yellow for stewards, orange. That's not a problem. And then it's the numbers. There shall be a minimum of 50 stewards, 1 per 100, and 25 SAA, 1 per 200. Pit team 6, traffic management 4, manager. Now, I don't.
Sorry, David, can you identify which condition number this is, please?
Sorry. Number 26. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. I'm getting ahead of myself. aren't I?
I'm so sorry, Martin. Would you mind very much? I told you all my papers are now mixed
Okay.
up. What
Yeah.
page do we particularly have these on?
Bear me 1 second.
Chair.
I'm just double
Chair.
checking, Chair.
Can I come in there, Chair?
Of course, Graham.
119,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
119. Yeah.
Yes.
number 2,
No. But 119, 120,
Yeah,
Yeah.
121,
It's the 121 I'm a bit lost on. Yeah, got that.
and 122. There's
Okay.
four pages of conditions, Chair.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I apologise. It's all my papers have got mixed up. I got all those. Yeah.
And they're all numbered. There are 35 conditions. All 35 conditions have been numbered.
Yes.
We just need some clarity, I think, on which condition numbers Mr. Bailey is referring to.
Right. Has Mr. Bailey, have you got this list?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, start again.
Right. Would you mind just telling me the numbers?
Right, condition number 2,
Yeah.
20 body cams. We have 7. I'm willing to buy another 3, but I think 20 is a bit excessive for size of the event, and plus it's a massive financial on the company to supply these.
Okay. The next one.
Yeah, next one's number 4.
Mhm.
There will be a premises license on site at all times. I just want to know if we need to have an extra one inside the marquees, like it says concession selling marquees. I just want to clarify that one. Number 10, about taking alcohol in and out of the event. We understand that, but we we allow charities to come and do the tombolas and etc. And sometimes have bottles of wine as prizes. Would
Fine.
that affect that?
No.
Number 14, all staff engaged should wear yellow jackets. Well, we have different colour vests and jackets for different staff. SA have blue, etc., etc. So I don't see that being a problem. And then the main one is number 26, that we have to have a minimum of 50 stewards, 1 per 100, and 25 SAA, 1 per 200. 6 pit staff, which we understand, which is around the stage, traffic management. I want to know how they've come to the numbers of 50 stewards and 25 SAA when we look at all the other events we do, and they've never been told what sort of numbers we have. Because so the Northampton Town Festival, for instance, we have 14,999, and we had for the last 5 years we've had 18 stewards, 20 SIA, 10 traffic management. So
Maisie, legal advisor in Chambers, please.
Sorry. Hello.
I'm sorry. Who is saying something?